But why did we drive 13 hours, you may ask? This is something I never thought I was gonna do, but being transparent is my favorite thing. My name is Danny. Behind me we have the Need for Speed M3 GTR Tribute, a car that we built on this channel completely from scratch, turning it from this to this. In the previous episode, you saw me completely take out the motor and put the new one in. Well, today is a massive day. We got the opportunity of a lifetime to make sure this car is completed and ready to go in just 4 days. Problem is, that opportunity is 13 and a half hours away. So this is what we did. We grabbed the truck, which for some reason also happens to be the longest truck I could possibly get. Grabbed the trailer. Keep in mind, I've never driven a truck that size, let alone tow a car or anything at all. Put the car on the trailer. Thankfully, putting the car on the trailer was much easier because the motor wasn't in, so pushing it up was no issue whatsoever. But then we realized Krista was kind of stuck in the car. Oh my god. Thankfully, she's small enough to crawl out through the window. Well, you've been training for this your whole life. Oh yeah. Put the motor and transmission and every single component in the back of the truck and inside of the car. Obviously, the heart of the beast has to come along in this trip. And we're driving all the way up to Virginia to complete my childhood dream. I actually have never towed a car or even driven a truck this long, so things are pretty scary right now. Thankfully, we have my beautiful wife over there that's gonna help us get there safely. And off we go on the craziest road trip we have ever taken. First time towing something was definitely scary, and the fact that it's 13 and a half hours away, it's even scarier, but everything looks good so far. 11 hours to go. I'm feeling really good, and the plan is crazy enough to not stop. We're gonna get there. We're going from Florida to Virginia non-stop. Here we go. And just like that, we stopped by Georgia, South Carolina, even the old famous south of the border, North Carolina, and we're still looking good. Engines in the back, car still on the trailer. It has not fallen off. I'm honestly not tired, but just like that, it gets to nighttime, the scary hours. And these are pretty tough, but we must keep going, 1 hour and 16 minutes to go. The final stretch we have to get through. And yep, the car's still back there. Welcome to Virginia. Spend the night at the hotel, rested up, and the next day, boys and girls, after 16 hours of pure driving from Florida to Virginia, we made it to the Full Send Motorsports shop, where dreams are becoming true. Thankfully, everything made it perfectly. First time driving a trailer and literally the biggest truck I could have. We got it here safely. We gotta unload the car, but I do want to show you guys who's the owner of this shop because it is actually really awesome. And then I will give you guys an incredible price breakdown. This is something I never thought I was gonna do, but being transparent is my favorite thing. So yes, I am about to tell you guys exactly how much it costs to build this car. So if any of you out there wanna do it, you can go ahead and do it yourself. We're not hiding anything out here. But why did we drive 13 hours, you may ask? Let's meet the owner. Believe it or not, the legend himself, Eric, finally has his own shop. And well, when he told me the news, I drove up to Virginia now and we're here. Doing the motor swap is gonna be epic.
After my last shop shut down, I got together with a buddy of mine and we decided to start this.
What part of Virginia are we in? I don't even know.
We're in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, we're in Richmond right now?
Yep.
Oh, well, if you're in the Richmond, Virginia area, hit up Eric's shop. You guys have seen him in the channel throughout the years. Most knowledgeable guy I know. Your car's in good hands. And we have a long week ahead, brother.
Long week.
Look at that, we're back home now, but I got scammed for $1,000. You guys remember that when I got scammed for $1,000 a couple months ago? Well, unfortunately, that is not the only time. I was actually part of a phishing scam a year ago. They hacked all my accounts and it was literally one of the hardest moments in my life. This experience really made me realize just how important it is to protect our digital lives. And that's when I discovered Aura, today's sponsor, and it really has been a game changer for me. Aura is an all-in-one digital security solution. Whether it's protecting your devices, managing your passwords, or monitoring your credit, Aura has you covered. Unfortunately, just when I thought it was over, I have more bad news. After putting my information into Aura, they actually found some of my passwords and even my emails appearing in a data leak in the dark web. That just doesn't sound very good. Thankfully, Aura scans the dark web for data leaks that may contain your personal information. This allows us to never use that email or that password ever again. And this is very important because recently AT&T revealed that over 73 million customers had their data leaked in the dark web. They recommend those affected to use strong passwords, monitor account activity, consider credit freezes, or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Thankfully, Aura does all of that. It's like having your own security team 24/7 on the clock working overtime. So if you want to keep your digital life secure and avoid the nightmare that I went through, which I wish upon nobody, give Aura a try. I've got a special link just for you in the description. Click it, check it out, and start protecting your digital world today with Aura. For those of you that don't know, I've known Eric for years. The first time we ever met, he drove over 20 hours from Maine all the way to Florida to help me build my dream Turbo 370Z. After that, we became really good friends, and that's why we had to come up here, support him, and get this done with him. This is a decently close example to exactly what we're doing to my car. Here we have Tyler, the man that built this car that I was just talking about. Give us a quick rundown.
Basically, we went with a crate 525 LS3. It's already got a cam, it's already got springs, all that good jazz. So that saved us a little bit of time. Got the engine with a warranty, might I add.
Oh, that's nice.
It's got a warranty.
We don't got warranty, so if anything goes bad.
Coupled with a T56, it's got an LS7 clutch from a Corvette.
LS swaps are expensive, let me tell you. I'm so traumatized.
Wasn't his bill like upwards of 40?
That's crazy.
It was tickling 50.
About $50,000 to LS swap your BMW. That goes to show just how expensive this can be. Now, of course, that is top of the line, brand new parts, brand new everything. With that out of the way, we have to see how amazing this thing sounds. This is a guide to building your Need for Speed M3 GTR Tribute. A lot of people don't like talking about these details, but let's go. Again, huge thing in a Full Send Motorsports for even allowing me to do this right now, but first, let's start off with the car. It is a BMW 325 Ci. It's automatic. I mean, there's nothing cool about this car except that it's a coupe and I absolutely love coupes, and that it's a E46, a pretty cool platform. The car was $1,900. Drove it back home like an hour. I don't even know how it made it, but it was hilarious. Suspension was shot, hilarious. Next up though, let's talk about the body kit. It has a DTM Fireworks GTR race body kit. I believe that's the name. The whole body kit was around $4,000 around there. It is the wide body, the hood, everything that makes this car really cool. It's the body kit. First time ever installing a wide body kit, so fun. Do I recommend it? Yes, but you have to be very patient. Now, yes, there's a couple other body kits out there, but in my opinion, this is the best looking, the higher quality, the more affordable, and the one that kind of looks like the one from the video game. Next up, this wing. It's actually a 67-inch wing, carbon fiber for a Camaro. It's an APR wing. It costs $1.8K if you want to get it from them. I obviously got it for cheaper. I believe I got it for $700. Also, a lot of these things may have discounted, might have gotten them for lower than what I'm saying. I'm just saying how much it costs if you're gonna buy it. And I would say 90% of the things I am saying they cost, that's how much I paid for it. Next up, this little wing that everybody begged me to get was like $40 off of eBay. The little miscellaneous things, for example, like the little emblems and other things here and there, which I'm gonna tack on an extra $200 to that. We cannot forget about our eBay headlights. They were $241, and honestly, for the price, one of the best looking headlights I've ever purchased. Along with our eBay tail lights, which were $200. They're LEDs and really good for the price. Along with our M3 style mirrors, compare these to the stock ones that were on the car. It's just insane. Those were $185. Now for the paint job, I'm not gonna say how much it costs or anything. I'm just gonna talk about materials. Materials, including pretty much everything. There was a lot of little things here and there. We ran out of paint, had to buy more paint, this and that. I would say $750 just on materials. For wheels and tires, this honestly makes or breaks a car. This is running on 18-inch Apex wheels wrapped on a Zenith Falcon tires. And we have to give a massive thank you to Fitment Industries, but it roughly costs, I believe it's $4,000 or $4,200 around there. For the wheels to look as good as they can, we went ahead and added some SD suspensions, XT8 coilovers. Huge thank you to KW and ST suspensions, literally the best in the market. But this is a $1,400 coilover setup. We also added some spacers. I believe we did 20 millimeters in the front, 25 millimeters in the rear, and those were an extra $80. Now we gotta talk about the interior. It is pretty gutted, and my goal was race car. Seats plus brackets, sliders, all that, $1,500. It is on some Brom racing seats, so they're red, they're race car, they're sick. The steering wheel, massive thank you to D&D Performance Interior. Absolutely love it. It's carbon fiber. I would say the steering wheel, the hub, and all of the little things was around $400. The almighty ID4Motion tachometer. I believe the version I have of it is $1,500, but they're a big sponsor of the channel. Huge thank you to them. This thing just looks absolutely beautiful. Gives you that modern interior feel, just ugh. And then next up, for the interior, to really finalize it, I did a rear seat delete. I found these aluminum seat deletes off of eBay, literally just scrolling randomly. Those were $500, and it was pretty much everything. Now, if you're gonna do such an epic build, the motor has to be really cool, epic. We went with a V8, an American V8 and LQ4 6.0 liter motor. This motor cost me $2,000. It has resurfaced heads. I believe it has upgraded studs, APR studs. Couple things here and there. It was redone. And the guy did not have a cherry picker when we got there, so we had to somehow put it in the back of a truck. That was very bad. Let's just put it that way. We don't want an automatic, so we had to get a manual transmission. We got an LT50 T56 on accident for $1,500, and I literally drove 3 hours away to the middle of nowhere to get this transmission. It was actually super scary, but we made it back safely. Sadly, I did buy the wrong transmission, so I had to get an adapter that was $800 or $900 that converts it into an LS T56. Yeah, it was bad. To make sure all this fits into the car, we went with the CX Racing headers, oil pan, trans mount, motor mount. I believe that's it. I think that's it. But all that was $2,000, and that's honestly on the cheaper side. You could pay way more. The clutch for the transmission was $400. We also had to get a bracket up here so we can run the alternator up here, as well as the stock power steering down here, and then the stock AC unit all the way down here. All that costs around $550. Then radiator was 120 bucks. The water pump was $67. LS1 manifold, I got it off of eBay for $100 or $270. The wiring harness, huge thank you to Wiring Specialties, made all this possible. $1,500. A standalone ECU, Holley Terminator X Max, $2,000. And then there was a lot of Amazon buys and miscellaneous things we just need, and I'm tagging on an extra $1,000 to that. Now, I think I know what the final price for this build is, and we're technically not even done building it, but I want to say it next to my wife because she has no idea. Hey, beautiful, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, $29,000. If you guys don't hear from me again, I love y'all. Yeah. $29,000 without adding the suspension and other couple things. So the total is actually around $32,000 to $33,000 for this whole build. Has it been worth it? Absolutely. And you guys might be seeing a couple things that you haven't seen yet in the series. You will see in the next video just how much and how insane things are getting.
So is that including what we spent on this trip?
No. So let's add like a couple thousand on top of that. There we go. Up until 20 minutes ago, drinking a little energy drink, which I prefer not to drink energy drinks, but if I have to, I have to. So I'm hyped. We're gonna get there tonight, get to the hotel, rest up, and tomorrow first thing in the morning, to the shop. Ching.